Hey guys, welcome to another fun and exciting iMight GT7 stream. This is the manufacturer's Dragon Trail Seaside Group 4 cars. I'm with Volkswagen, so I'm in the Sirocco. Quite a bit of practice throughout the week, trying fuel saving and which lap to pit to go from medium to hard or hard to medium. A lot of practice, realising fuel saving is too slow, so a strategy for this race is 4 laps on hard and 10 laps on medium after refueling. Didn't feel 100% confident. I think it was WRX that was the favoured car in this race, not the Sirocco. There was not much to be seen of the Sirocco in the time trial standings. My races lately, I feel like I've hit the wall. I've been doing really well lately, and just recently I've just not been in the top 5, let's say. Some races where I'm unsure, unconfident, like this one. I thought I'd start at the back. Bit of a strategy, get the hards out the way and then clear track. But I just struggled. And everyone has their ups and downs, and I feel like I'm having a down at the moment. So if this race is an example of a down, I'd still be happy. I didn't do great, but I didn't do terrible. Just mediocre. I don't normally post mediocre races, so why am I doing it? The main reason is you just can't save or share your races so that you can delete to create more room and then go back to that through the internet and watch them again. So if I run out of room on my PlayStation, I've just got to wipe some races. That's why I'm putting them on now, and also in order, so I can just reflect back and see my progress, see where I've doing well and where I'm not doing so well. So starting the race from the back on hard tyres, keeping up, doing alright actually. Surprised I'm doing so well on hards. So the plan is, and a bit of mathematics involved. When I was practicing, I put the hards on and I'm doing some laps, and I might have completed 2 laps and I realise I've got 8 laps of fuel left. So my fuel tank is 10 laps long. So getting up to lap 4, I would have 6 laps remaining. I'd pit for mediums and then fill it up to get another 10 laps, so 14 laps in total. But that's something you really have to. You'd hate to enter a race and you go, hang on, I've just pitted on lap 3. I've got 10 laps. Oh, that gets me 13 laps. I'm screwed. I've got to pit again. So hopefully most people have got their little GT7 calculator out and done their maths. It's feeling right at this point. I'm in the pack, slowly getting some progress. And then I pit for mediums, and for a little while I'm in no man's land because I'm following that strat, and that is to get clean air, and I feel like I'm just out on my own. I just get the feeling maybe really the strategy would have been go medium first and stick with the cars and use the slipstream. Without the slipstream, you sort of just fall behind. Felt like I had this chicane of death under control. Had a bit of a rhythm to it, and instead of treating it like 2 corners, I treated it like just one big arc, like just one corner. And just before halfway around it, I'd just lift and I'd get my angle right into the exit. there were little moments where I just, like here, you can see they're just pulling away, and I don't know, in the back of my mind, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, I'm in trouble here. I'm not catching people up. If I'm not in their slipstream, they're just getting away. But keeping in mind, I thought, you know, once I pit, I'm on mediums, I should be able to clear air, be able to progress, and maybe 6 laps later, by lap 10, people really begin to pit, and I would begin to get past people while they're pitting. That was the plan. Now, it's the next lap, lap 4. I felt like I got screwed over. You know the rule where if a car is off the track, it's crashed, it's got the yellow flags come up, but it also has no overtaking. And so on the next lap you'll see it. I'm behind a car just like this, and that car also crashes, but a car ahead crashes. We get the yellow flags. The car in front of me crashes. What am I to do? I dodge out the way and continue on, but that's classed as me overtaking. And I get a 3-second penalty at, I'm almost put my hands in the air like, well, what was I supposed to do? And it happened so quick, you know, that there was just no time to react. And even if there was, like, you'd be mad to be slowing down to a car that has hit the wall and blown its engine. I looked at the replay. Yeah, so a second car which is in front of me has crashed, but I'm not allowed to overtake. And I felt like, I know they're the rules and it's not perfect, but I just felt like I got screwed over. So it's on this lap, chicane of death. You'll see it. So naturally, if I could have, I would have started up near the front. If, while we were qualifying, looking at the lap times, if they were looking a little bit slow, but oh my god, even my best time, the average person was hitting that, and I thought, oh, if I really push, I'm going to be in the middle of the pack, something's going to go wrong. Right, so here we go with this no overtaking. So this car in front of me hits the wall on the exit and slows right down as we're hitting yellow flags, and so therefore I can't overtake. So here we go. Yellow flags. Oh, he's hit. Oh, out the way. I've just overtaken that guy while this guy's had an accident, and 3-second penalty. 3 seconds for overtaking. Please put yourself in my shoes. Right now you'd be going, well, hang on, what was that for? For overtaking. And I'm thinking, which car were they talking about? I really felt like I got screwed. So you see there, 6.2 seconds after doing 4 laps. So 10 lap tank of fuel. And this is where I was hoping I'd then be able to make some ground on mediums, while everyone else, even though they've got slipstream, I was thinking, oh, you know, they'll be battling, and some people will be slowing other people down. Still got that 3-second penalty. Like, I mean, that's a lot. And yet, looking at the replay, there was another guy behind me, and I thought, I wonder if he got the 3-second penalty. No. The yellow flags disappeared a split second before he actually overtook the car that I passed. So therefore he was clear. It was just me. Just my luck. So if you look in the top right, look how far behind I am. It's just ridiculous. So this race, really it's all about fuel. If I was to start on mediums and run the tank dry, so 10 laps, my mediums would be a little bit worn, but maybe 10 to 20% worn. So that's the mediums, and then you've got the hards as well. So it's not really the tyres you have to consider, it's the fuel consumption. And I guess just a little bit about me. So I'm a 50-year-old guy, married, and my wife and I, we have a 2.5-year-old daughter who's very demanding. Daddy, let's play. So I get very limited time. You know, I work all day, I get home, a bit tired, eat, play. A tiny window to play this game now. For a long time now, I haven't really done dailies. I used to do that, but every half an hour, race, it just gets a bit too much. I really enjoy the whole week, just practice and try and get the nations or the manufacturers right. And it's pretty hard when you've been practicing all week and then things don't go to plan. Not necessarily someone knocking off track, that's really disappointing, but when your strategy is wrong, I don't usually get them wrong, but occasionally, like now, I know, yep, I'm in the Sirocco, I should have known better, but there's times when I think about, my car sucks in this race, so I won't do it. But once I start pulling out of certain races, which I do, but if it becomes a habit, then next minute I'm only racing races that I want to, and that might be 4 times a year, so I just drop out altogether. There are tracks that I will not race on, like the Nordschleife 24-hour. It's just a massive track. That St. Croix, which didn't really enjoy. There's another, I did do it, but that's probably my limit, that track. But yeah, I guess ultimately what I didn't do was hop in a lobby to get a feel against other cars and to test my strategy and compare myself to other cars. Isn't it amazing that the other week we're at Kyoto and I qualified second and came first in the Sirocco, and yet here I'm at the back. Different track, different car required, I guess. So still at the back, this is getting quite exciting. I wouldn't blame you if you fast forward a bit. I think there is a certain point where you can see I'm in no man's land. There's no one around me. There is a certain point where next minute I'm surrounded by cars when people do really begin to pit. Mainly the people at the back. You can see there are some close moments on the chicane of death. You know, a few testy moments there where I thought I was going to collect that corner. So finishing lap 7, halfway through, still wasn't really sure. I mean, I was looking at the split times between me in 13th place and myself in first, and it was just slowly growing, and I thought, that's not good. That I've got clear air, no one's in my way. You know, I should be slowly gaining, and I'm just not. Yeah, just felt like I was a little bit in over my head with this race. And you can see there, like, just center at the bottom, I've got my fuel gauge up, which kind of implies that, like I said, it's all about the fuel, not the tyres. And while no one's around me, I can afford to just leave the fuel gauge up, which in the middle of a lap means nothing to me really, because I don't know exactly where halfway is. So really, if I'm looking at my fuel gauge, it's usually the start-finish line. So I'll know that I've completed 8 laps, I've got 6 laps remaining, and I've got 6.3 laps of fuel. So the split time has come down. I think I've missed it there. I think some people have pitted, but there's still quite a gap between me and 13th place. You can see the last lap there is my fastest lap, so that was a bit promising for me. I'm thinking, all good, my fuel's coming down, I'm on the mediums, my lap time's just starting to pick up now, so come on, let's start to move. But until people pit, it just never really looked promising for me at all. See, another one, like, ooh, that was close. This is the other thing, looking at people pitting, and just looking at what tyres they've either had on or are putting on. So it's pretty hard to tell, but I think there is just a little bit of wear on the front tyres. Which near the end, I did start to feel a bit, mainly around these corners. So really starting to catch up to people now, but you look at the front runners and my god, they are so far ahead. So I've got Mini in front of me, which I've just had a bit of an attitude towards this guy lately because of the last race, which was manufacturers Group 3 at that St. Croix or Croix. He's the guy who lap 1 turn 1 smacked me in the backside, pushed me into other cars, but then he just drove on, and that's what annoyed me, is he just drove on. Which I have done that in the past, but I've said before, you know, if he accidentally spin me and I'm facing backwards, and it's going to take me 10 minutes to get around and back on track. We can't hang around for that, but he's hit like me into 2 other cars. There's like 3 cars, and he hasn't slowed down one bit. And so I actually started to look through some of my past races where he is in them to see his driving style, because this guy actually says hi to me quite a bit and I've been responding. But that St. Croix incident really, yeah, I wasn't impressed with it, that you would do that and then just continue on, and then at the race not even apologise. Surely throughout the whole, I don't know how many laps it was, but surely you'd be stewing on your mind like, oh man, I feel bad. Nah. And that's what annoyed me about it. So I was a little bit keen to get in front of him here, and just also to test his demeanour. Would he defend pretty hard, or am I overthinking it? Was it just an accident? He hasn't given it too much thought and just moved on, but he's still a nice guy. I had to wait and see. See, again, chicane at death. I'm doing okay. So up to 14th now from 16. I've progressed two positions. I should be calling the pit crew to say get the champagne ready. See more people starting to pit now. It's getting a bit late though. 13th. And again, the guys in front just pulling away a bit. And I think it was around here I felt like, yeah, my tyres are just slightly cooked. They don't look that warm, but I could feel it. So once again, guys, I just want to reiterate that the reason why I'm posting this race on a normal day, I probably wouldn't. It's not that exciting. But the reason why I'm doing it is because you cannot share your races, and therefore once you share, then you can delete, and they're tied up into the PlayStation internet, where you can go and just download them again to watch them again. Until we can do that, I've really got to post most of my races. Two laps to go and I'm up to 11th. I did say in the past, I always try to aim in the top 50%. So I mean, it's good to see no one's quit. But considering I started last, well, it doesn't matter where I start. Top 50% is position 8 or lower. And the other reason why I started at the back, not only because I was a bit unsure, but also there are 5 races, but I usually will do one. I've got my wife and my daughter to consider, I've got dinner time, I'm tired, and it all depends on my results at the end. If I feel like I could have given a really good effort, but some unforeseen incident occurred holding me back, then I would do it again. But this is probably a good example of where at the end of it I feel like I couldn't have done any better, except maybe go on mediums at the beginning and stain people's slipstream. But still think being in the Sirocco I would just slowly fall back. Probably these last few laps I was just watching that Mini, just waiting to see whether or not he does anything untowards the other guys, but everything seemed to be okay. So this season's manufacturers, we didn't seem to have a choice. What we were given was what we chose last season. So I'm hoping the next manufacturer's season we can re-choose a manufacturer, and I'll probably get away from Volkswagen. It's been fun and it has its moments, but I think it's time to move on back to maybe Toyota, maybe Alpha. Do like Alpha. Oh, so we are on the final lap. I was hoping to get this guy. I did wonder whether or not people would run out of fuel as well, but no. So coming in 10th, that was okay. From 16th in the Sirocco, that was reasonable. Thanks for watching the stream, guys. Sorry it's been boring lately, but hang in there with me. I'm sure it'll improve. Thanks again for watching. Hit the like button if you don't mind, and see you in the next one.